Hi, kindergartners. I'm back to read our next read aloud for the week. Remember the book that we read yesterday? It was called The Little Red Fort. Think about what happened in this book. Remember there was Ruby, and she was using all different kinds of tools and things to build a fort. And she kept asking her brothers if they wanted to help with different things. And what did they keep saying? They kept saying no. And then at the end, when she asked if everyone wanted to play, they wanted to play. But Ruby didn't want them to play because she did all the hard work of making the fort. So then the brothers decided that they were going to do some special things for Ruby. They built a mailbox, they planted some flowers, they painted her fort red. And finally, Ruby thought that was okay, and she let them play in her fort. So the next story we're going to read today is called The Little Red Hen Makes a Pizza. And this story is retold by Philemon Sturgis and illustrated by Amy Walrod. So I want you to be thinking about what is the same between the two books and what is different as we read them. The little red hen had eaten the last slice of her tasty loaf of bread. She'd sipped a cup of chickweed tea and taken her nap. Now she was hungry again, so she scratched through her cupboard and spied a can of tomato sauce. "Why don't I make a lovely little pizza?" she said to herself. I love pizza. How about you? She rummaged through her pan drawer. There were bread pans, cake pans, muffin pans, frying pans, all kinds of pans. But not one single pan was large and round and flat. "Cluck," she said, "I need a pizza pan." She stuck her head out the window. "Good morning," she called. "Does anybody have a pizza pan?" "Not I," said the duck. "Not I," said the dog. "Not I," said the cat. "Very well, then, I'll fetch one myself," said the little red hen. So she went to the hardware store. She bought a pizza pan, a large mixing bowl, a pizza slicer, and some other stuff. When she got home, she opened the cupboard. She saw beans and rice, sugar and spices, jars of jam, and jars of honey, and even pickled eggplant, but no flour. "Cluck," she said, "I need flour." She stuck her head out the window. "Hello," she said. "Who'll run to the store and get me some flour?" "Not I," said the duck. "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the dog. "Very well, then, I'll fetch some myself," said the little red hen. So she went to the supermarket. She bought some flour, some salt, some oil, and some other stuff. When she got home, she opened the fridge. "Cluck," she said. "There's cream cheese, blue cheese, string cheese, and Swiss cheese, but no mozzarella. So..." She stuck her head out the window. "Excuse me," she said. "Who will go to the store and buy me some mozzarella?" "Not I," said the duck. "Not I," said the dog. "Not I," said the cat. "Very well, then, I'll fetch some myself," said the little red hen. So the little red hen went to the delicatessen. She bought some mozzarella, pepperoni, and olives, some mushrooms, onions, and garlic, a can of 8 small anchovies, and some other stuff, but no pickled eggplant. When she got home, the little red hen put on her apron and stuck her head out the window. "Good afternoon," she said. Who will help me make some pizza dough? Not I, said the duck. Not I, said the dog. Not I, said the cat. Very well then, I'll make it myself, said the little red hen. Are you noticing anything that's the same about this story and the other story? I know I am. So she put the flour and some other stuff into her mixing bowl and stirred and mixed and mixed and kneaded and pounded until she had a big ball of pizza dough. After the dough rose, the little red hen rolled it flat and folded it and rolled it again and spun it around her head several times. When the dough was just right, she tossed it way up in the air one last time for good luck and put it in her pizza pan. Then she stuck her head out the window. "Excuse me," she said, "who will help me make the topping?" "Not I," said the duck. "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the dog. "Very well then, I'll make it myself," said the little red hen. So she chopped and grated and sliced. Next, she opened her can of tomato sauce and spread it all over the pizza dough. On top of that, she put some grated mozzarella, some sliced pepperoni, some chopped olives, some mushrooms, and some onions and garlic, 8 small anchovies, and some other stuff, but no pickled eggplant. The little red hen looked at her pizza. It looked just right. She put it in the oven and sat down to sip a cup of chickweed tea. Pretty soon a delicious smell drifted from the oven. It filled the room and floated out the window. "My lovely little pizza must be ready," she thought. It was lovely, but it was not little. So she stuck her head out the window. "Good evening," she said. "Would anybody like some pizza?" Can you guess what the duck said? Can you guess what the dog said? Can you guess what the cat said? They all said yes, of course. But the cat scraped most of the topping off of his share. When the pizza was all gone, the little red hen made herself another cup of chickweed tea. Then she asked, "Who will help me do the dishes?" Now can you guess what the duck, the dog, and the cat each said? Do you think they're going to help? They each said, "I will, I will, I will." And they did. So kindergartners, I want you to think about how these books are the same. Can you think about one thing that's the same? Something that I noticed is that in both stories there was one character. In this book there was the little red hen, and in this book there was Ruby. And they were both making something. Ruby was making her fort, the little red hen was making her pizza. And they kept asking for help, and everybody kept saying no, right? So that's something that was the same between these two books. Can you think about something that was different between these two books? What I noticed was, first of all, they're different characters, right? These were animals in this book. In this book, they were people. They were making two different things. One book, they were making a fort. One book, they were making a pizza. And I bet you can notice some other differences and things that are the same too. So that's what's kind of cool about comparing two different storybooks sometimes. You can notice things that are the same and things that are different. All right, kindergartners, it's been a fun week reading some of our favorite storybooks and even a new storybook. So I'm looking forward to reading more books to you next week, and I'll see you then. Have a great weekend.